Howdy campers, and welcome back to another episode of Collection Log Completionist, the series where I finally finish content that I've been working on for years. This week we have some massive green logs to get to, so I hope y'all enjoy. Are you for fucking real? Wow. I have caught 343 monkeys, and I yoink myself the monkey's tail. Why do I even bother trying to do cool grinds when I can just yoink the items instead? Wow. Okay. That's a green log, I guess. I guess that's a green log. Another pair of dragon limbs over here. That is our third pair of dragon limbs in like 1,500 kills or so. And fourth one on the loot tracker here. But the loot tracker had a couple hundred from before we came back. Loot tracker is up to 1,600 killed though. And I think we have like another 200 not on the tracker. That sounds about right. So we're closing in on the 2k mark. 1 in 5k again for the slice. Another dragon limbs, really? It's only been like 100 kc since the last one. I swear, these like clue and limb drop rates on the wiki are not correct. It says on the wiki that elite clue drops are 1 in 320. And so far I've got 11 in 1,800 kc. And then it says limbs are 1 in 1,000. And I have 5 of them in 1,800. So I don't know who's lying to me here, but something ain't adding up. No way. Absolutely no way. Stop it, game. Stop it. No. 2,000 Addy dragons killed. Like, that's still a lot of Addy dragons, but what? Still under half the drop rate. That is absurd. I am churning through these AFK tasks way too quickly. That monkey tail and lump was supposed to take me like a month to get through, and we just finished it in like a couple days. Next up for old ass grinds I'm finally doing is killing basilisks. We are actually somehow still missing the Mystic Hat Light, and it's one of the few items we're still missing in the Slayer tab here. So figured we might as well jump over here and grab it. It's a 1 in 512. The reason why I haven't done this yet is because, technically speaking, I can get it passively through elite clues, because there's an elite clue step to kill a basilisk, but the chance of that happening is pretty low because you're not going to kill that many through elites. And now that I'm not really doing Callisto, probably not going to happen anytime soon. So far we've killed 162 basilisks, so shouldn't take too long. Oh, they're not automatically aggressive. Well, I think I'm going to grab some goading potions then. I think this would be a great place to use them. Also, we're still looking for the Elven Signet, so every like 30 minutes I might do a couple laps around Prifddinas looking for some crystal implings. We're a little over drop rate on this bad boy, but hopefully we can get it somewhat soon. There it is, the Mystic Hat Light. Somehow still managed to spoon that one too, I think. 343 basilisks, not too shabby. Hold up. I was just running back to the bank to drop off some stuff and to juggle these elites. I didn't see the pop-up because I was in the bank, but it says right here, Earth Warrior Champion scroll. No way. We are at about 200 killed. Sure enough, there it is. Wow. I am not too sad about spooning that one. I mean, I was basically just sitting there in gear that would either break or I just would keep on death anyway. But man, that was probably the fastest of the champion scrolls and probably the one I wanted to spoon the most. Let's go get this champion's cape, I guess. I don't remember when I did it, but I already did the goblin one some time ago. Now it's time to do the rest. Each one has like a slightly unique thing that you have to do for it. First one up is imps, and I cannot use special attacks. For some reason, I have a feeling this one will be pretty easy. That's actually a really cool looking giant. Wish we got to see more giants look like that. And now I have to fight the final champion. Look at this guy with his snazzy armor, his snazzy cape. But it is all nothing compared to Protect Melee. And there we have it, the final champion complete. And we finally have our champion's cape. After way too long, we've finally done it. Which means Champion's Challenge is now completed. Feels nice to have that one done. It was just one of those green logs that was kind of bothering me, but I couldn't be bothered to go out of the way for. But now that I finally have, happy it's complete. And in case you didn't know, you can't get champion scrolls once you've already defeated the champion. So I'll probably hang on to these duplicate champion scrolls in the bank, just because they're a nice little collector's item. If y'all have been watching the videos, you're very familiar with this place by now, but you're probably thinking, Logan, that's not the usual Araxor setup, and you'd be right, because we are not killing Araxor, we're killing the Arachytes. They have a 1 in 4,000 chance of dropping the boots, which is the item we need for the collection log. It's a 1 in 4,000 to get the boots off task, but it is only a 1 in 1,600 on task, but we're still hunting the jar from Araxor, so I figure we might as well just kill these guys off task since we don't have much more to AFK. Oh, there they are. Managed to get ourselves the boots at only 1,100 KC. Pretty lucky. But we're probably going to sit here because the hard clues are actually quite good, as you can see from all the ones I got stacked on the ground over there. 108 mining, the first of probably many mining levels here at the, I wanted to say Camdazul, but Camtorum mine. And that is because it's probably the best AFK way to get loop half of keys. And I think it would be kind of fun to go for the Moonhelm, which is probably the rarest item in Runescape. So it'll be a couple thousand hours, but I figure we don't have much else to do anymore, so why not? Ooh, orb. Oh, wait. Why does it say, oh wait, does the in-game drop value not line up with the GE value? Ah, I see. It's just funny because the in-game drop notification said under 1 mil, but RuneLite has it listed as over 1 mil. That's why it's a golden beam. Orb. I don't think I showed this since we got the Dragon Metal Lump, but we are actually only 3 items away from green logging Miscellaneous, which would actually be huge. Herby, which bit difficult to get, but not super hard. The Dragonstone Plate Legs, which I would just have to sink some money into, and then the Elven Signet, which is actually pretty common. I've just been trying to get it passively and haven't been hard grinding it. So I want to get to getting Herby, because pretty much once we get Herby, we can complete Miscellaneous. We're at 6,000 kill count here. It's 1 in 6,500 for pet, so closing in on pet rate. Also, I still bring the Ring of Endurance and the Staminas, but ever since they did the stamina rework, you barely need stamina here. This is one of the few places where the Ring of Endurance is still useful, but it's a pretty minor bonus. Just hit 115 Hunter. Closing in on that 6,500 Herby KC. There it is, a chromium ingot, finally, holy hell. That is our second unique roll in about 900 KC. Feels nice just to see anything at this point. Ooh, blood quartz. No way. Wow. Another visage. That really turns around our luck here. Go from one chromium ingot in like 1000 KC to another chromium ingot, and now a dupe Ultor. Not too bad. That makes me a little bit less sad about our RNG as of late. Nice little 170 mil drop. Orb. This here is 6500 KC. So now we are officially dry at Herbiboar. Not a terrible place to go dry, but I think I might start trying to get some Impling Scouts while doing Herby though. That way we can try to passively get the Signet while we're finishing up Herby here. Quick update on the Calcified mines. It's not been going well. We've been here for about 20 hours and have ourselves 2 key pieces when we should have 5. So 10 hours per key piece would turn this into a pretty atrocious 4,000 hour grind just for this half of the key, as opposed to before where it would have been a nice smooth 1,500 hours. So we might have to mix it up. I heard some people say woodcutting can be decent, so we might try that out. Hey, a quartz, nice. Another blood quartz. Back to getting a bunch of blood quartz now, I guess. We went on a huge tear when we were first doing Vardorvis, then a huge dry streak, and I guess we're back to getting them now. Oh, another blood quartz. 3 today. Interesting. I had an issue with copyrighted music being in this clip, which is a shame because it's actually a pretty huge one. Ceridihide shield, meaning we now have 3 of the 6 D'hide shields, which are the only items we need in order to green log hard clue scrolls. Ooh, orb. What the? Did I? What the? Why? I accidentally like pressed control and I got stuck in like a control cap. So like I couldn't click on anything. If you press control, you can move around your stuff, but for some reason it like kept the control lock on. Ooh, orb. Oh, y'all see that perfect ticket right there? Literally an S tier gamer. See, this is what I was talking about before. Those are the types of instincts you can't learn. You either have them or you don't. Like that. See that S tier instincts right there. S tier instincts. Fucking beautiful, baby. Every now and then, doing Herby, you get like this exact pattern where this section has already been used, and you loop around here. You look at one of these patches, and then Runelight just breaks. So it wants you to follow over here, but it still says that's the one to search. And then once you search one of these 2 down here, oh, there we go. And then I lose the trail and I have to start over. It's happened to me maybe like 3-4 times in almost 9,000 Herby. Dang it, I meant to keep close track, but that was 116 Hunter right there. Not too shabby. Only 7.3 million to go to the next virtual level. Oh boy. We also crossed the 70 mil mark not too long ago. We've officially hit the 256 crystal impling marks, so we're 2x dry for our Elven Signet and closing in on 10k Herby KC. Taking a little bit longer than expected here, but surely soon, surely. There it is. Just before 10,000 KC, we finally get ourselves the Herby pet just a touch over 1.5x rate. Man, am I glad to be done here. Holy hell. Pet number 38, and now we are just missing 2 items on the miscellaneous log. The Elven Signet and the Dragonstone plate legs. And it feels good to be done here. I kept saying before, if I broke 10k, I'd be very sad. And What do you know? I guess someone's looking out for me because 99.71, we get the Irby pet. So, for the last, week, we've been AFKing Crashed Stars and Varlamore for loop key pieces. And last night, the wiki got updated, saying that Crashed Stars are actually about 3 times worse than we originally thought. So that's pretty great. So now, I'm going to try out a couple other random methods. This one, much to my surprise and chagrin, apparently counts as being in Varlamore still. It's out in the Stranglewood here, right past Vardorvis, but the wiki says it has a chance of giving a loop half, and people in Log Hunters insist that it was updated to be considered part of Varlamore. So that's interesting. Also, this spot isn't even labeled as a fishing location on the map, so we're really off the beaten path over here. It's a pike fishing spot, but apparently it's super slow. It's supposed to be a 1 in 600 for a key piece. We'll see what we average for fishes per hour. It's looking like we might only average 100 fish per hour, so it might still not be worth it. Much to the surprise of absolutely no one, this is garbage here. It's only 120 fishes per hour, which is way less than it should be. For some reason, the fishing rate there is terrible. But there's another random fishing spot in Varlamore that I want to test out next. This is a unique fishing spot here in the center of Varlamore where we can actually get keys to do the thieving wealthy citizens or whatever. It says it's a 1 in 1200 for a moon key. We'll see how this goes. It looks like it should be pretty AFK, but we'll see if it's passable fishes per hour. Shocker, this one is also terrible, but I just had to do my due diligence just to be sure. So I guess that means we're probably just gonna go back to Teaks, but Teaks aren't that AFK, so I might still do some stars. I will say though, at least if we're gonna be here at Teaks, it means I don't have to feel as bad for just spending a year doing amethyst mining and getting the mining pet. That's something at least. Come on. Hey, chromium ingot. That is something. I've been literally begging to see anything, so we'll take it. All right, surely we get something in here, right? No way. That's definitely something, all right. Holy hell. Coco is just ascended. He's so good at scouting imps now that he doesn't even need to see them to know what world they're on. There we go. 2 in 1 today. Holy. Very nice. Look at that. Just missing the Dragonstone plate legs now. Here we are to try to get the last item that we need on the miscellaneous log. Have gotten no Dragonstone dupes, which is pretty crazy, in 2,500 chests. So slightly unlucky on total rolls. It's a 1 in 500 for any roll, so ever so slightly unlucky on total rolls, but super lucky on not having any dupes. Dragonstone plate body. There is our first dupe. Absolutely expected. Can't be too mad. We keep on going. All right, that was 100 or 360, but the log tracker says we have enough for 130 more. So let's round this out to 3,000. There it is. There it is. Wow. Only one dupe from the crystal chest, and now miscellaneous green logged. That is pretty crazy, not gonna lie. And we didn't even have to spend like a trillion GP on opening chests. I think average completion is like 4,400 or something like that. So we definitely got a bit lucky. I mean, if you just look at that lack of dupes there, pretty damn spooned. That means overall we gained 11 new items this week, including 3 green logs with Champions Challenge, Miscellaneous, and Demonic Gorillas. So 3 pretty big ones, plus a couple clue uniques in there too. Also, huge thank you to everybody who scouted Crystal Imps for me. It really helped make going dry there a lot better. So special thanks to Coco, TB, Matt, and Ninja, all for getting a bunch of imps for me. I really appreciate it. I had offered to pay everybody 1 mil per imp they scouted, and I think in the end 0 people took me up on that offer. All of those imps were scouted for me while I was live on Twitch, so if you want to help me in my future grinds, make sure to stop on by and say hi. Otherwise, subscribe if you haven't already, and you too can become a camper without ever having to touch grass. Take care, and until next time, happy camping.